Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. I appreciate you letting me wave on, especially since I wasn't here at the beginning. My team has prepared a remarkably good thing for me to read, and I'm not going to read any of it. We've been working on this for years, and I guess my first question to each of you is, do you believe that a constitutional amendment is necessary to fully address the shortcomings of the current preparation the House has regarding continuity of Congress? Let's start with Ms. Gambler.
Thank you for the question. GAO, within the scope of our current review, hasn't looked at this issue more broadly, but what we would say is that we hope our preliminary observations as well as our ongoing work can help inform Congress as you consider this issue.
I anticipated that. Mr. Wickham?
I would just say that the constitutional amendment would provide the certainty in an area that has been filled with debate from its very beginning with regard to the quorum rule.
I'm unaware of an alternative solution. I tried to come up with some, and they involved court challenges to test untested theories, but at the end of the day, it seems that this is the only solution in my mind. Can you come up with a different solution to address our shortcomings as it relates to reconstituting Congress in the case of a mass casualty event? Or is constitutional amendment arguably the only path forward?
I wouldn't say it's the only path forward. As my predecessor, Mr. Johnson, advised, that it's better, at least preferable, to have a response in place in advance of a crisis, and that a more long-term solution with greater certainty, such as a constitutional amendment, could also be worked on at the same time.
Thank you. Mr. Peterson, do you believe a constitutional amendment is necessary to address this challenge?
CRS doesn't take a position on that. What I would suggest is that a constitutional amendment that focuses only on vacancies, that is, members who have expired and are subject to special election, may not be sufficient if it does not include consideration for missing and incapacitated members and some kind of policy and procedure for addressing those absences that may impair the quorum just as strongly as vacancies.
So my friend, Ranking Member Kilmer, and I worked on this at length, and we worked with Congressman Cleaver and Congressman Winstrup, and we have provided what we believe is, it threads the needle to address the concerns in a temporary basis, and it, if adopted, would solve this problem. Maybe there's other ways to do it, but a lot of things that we talked about was just the uncertainty surrounding this issue in and of itself creates an incentive structure. We live in crazy times. President Trump has been attempted to be assassinated twice, and I just heard reports that they found explosives at his rally. I mean, this is getting out of hand, and obviously Leader Scalise knows as well as anybody that political violence can change Congress severely. So I do think this is something that we need to take seriously and address. Mr. Wickham, do you believe that the constitutional amendment as proposed would remove the uncertainty surrounding this and create a pathway to resolving should such chaos ever occur?
The two issues that were present from the very beginning were the constitutional arguments against the provisional quorum rule and the legitimacy that came from operating with less than a quorum, perhaps some have argued a very small number. And a constitutional amendment would, by its very nature, through its completion, address that issue, and then after that, it would just be a debate on the merits of the constitutional amendment.
I guess last question, if adopted, functionally, how would it work? You'd get sworn in, and then you would give, who would you give? The clerk's office, the parliamentarian, the list of members to choose from in the event of the triggering circumstances? I guess that's something that had to be worked out.
I will leave that to my successor, Mr. Smith, and his team.
Fair enough. Well, I appreciate y'all taking your time to come and discuss this very important issue. And Madam Chairman, I appreciate you letting me wave on. And with that, I yield back.